Hey guys, Espeon here, and today is my review for the three Journeys episodes I've missed. So, episode 79, Moon, Sun, Koharu, and Haruhi, the trial mission, Volcarona's Golden Scales, and Clash Blue Pokemania, the episode 79, 80, and 81. The reason I've missed two of these reviews is because I've been busy, plus I really genuinely didn't feel like doing a react or a review for the both of these episodes, as I was kind of bored when I was watching them. Episode 80 is kind of more exciting than episode 79, but it still was a little boring. But yeah, sorry, I was pulling up summary because of the episode. I forgot what happened. So yeah, I'll be going over three episodes in one review today, and another reason I'm doing three episodes in this one review is because let's just say Blue Pokemania episode 81 does not deserve its own review. I stand by that. It will not be reviewed on its own because I will just generally not care. It will be 40 seconds and it will just be me ranting. But yeah. First up, we're going to start off with episode 79. This is what I liked about the episode. Everything that wasn't about Ash, Go, or Chloe. So Haruhi and the other dude. Those were the interesting parts of the episode. Haruhi and the ninja dude. I love the both of those characters, and sorry, I'm stuttering because I'm trying to remember what happened because I watched this 2 weeks ago and I should have watched it one more time before I did the review. But they somehow found to make a character more interesting than the protagonist Chloe. They made a Chloe 2.0, but Chloe 2.0 is more interesting. With having Espeon and Umbreon, her backstory, her whole family's backstory. It's just way more interesting than what was going on with Chloe. Like, yeah, we needed an episode with Umbreon and Espeon, but I feel there was more characters we could have seen with Umbreon and Espeon. To be 100% honest, I would have probably put the plot forward and somehow not ruin Chloe as a character for me. But yeah, besides the new characters, the rest of this episode is kind of boring. Chloe is there to be kidnapped. Ash and Go do absolutely nothing. They're just there to be there since they're the protagonists. But yeah, in my opinion, Espeon should have, or this episode should have been about only Espeon, and they met the girl Misty was friends with back in Johto Sakura. But yeah, Johto filler. Johto filler just has nothing to do with anything anymore, which is kind of sucks because a lot of the Johto filler characters, like the rivals they were introduced, never appeared again, and they were all were really interesting. Would have been fun to go against them and see them in the league. Same thing with Kanto rivals, but yeah. Sakura should have returned with her Espeon, and Umbreon should have obviously been with Gary. We possibly see a Project Mew mission where it's forced to go with Gary as a partner, as maybe the mission is extremely harder than normal missions, as it's probably something like, oh, we need one of you to catch this legendary Pokemon, and then it's a Pokemon that's very powerful and will require multiple people on the mission. So maybe Ash, Go, and Gary all have to team up for it, and then maybe just Chloe goes along, and it may be like a two-parter, I guess, where the first part Chloe and Eevee meet like Espeon, and then the second part is them battling the legendary. That would have been interesting. Instead, we got to meet more interesting Chloe that ruined Chloe as a character for that episode, and really did nothing. Because Eevee's obviously not going to evolve into Umbreon or Espeon. These episodes are just mess. Like the Eevee, I love the idea of Chloe and Evie meeting the evolutions and the other trainers who have like more goals. But she should have. I'm sorry, but her first episodes where she meets like trainers and like learns about their goals should have been Ash and Go. I know that she was with them for majority of the series, but she hasn't generally been there for an Ash battle. She's seen Go catch a lot, but yeah, I felt the first thing Chloe should have done on her step of discovering her goal, watching other people's goals and the evolutions was watch an Ash battle. Probably the Rinkdell one, as that was like the newer one, the newest one at the time of. Besides the one Phil or Farfetched one, that was the newest one at the time of Chloe adopting this real checking other trainers' goals and stuff. But yeah, another thing is I actually don't. I like the one where it's the water Vaporeon more than this one, to be honest, because it actually gave something Ash and Go to do with Ash and Dracovish and Go and Seal or Seeking, whatever form it is. Or Dugong, I'm sorry, entering the water race along with Chloe and Evie. And we get to see Ash and Dracovish slightly develop, and we get to see Go and his Dugong do something stupid. But yeah. Besides that, I give this episode a 5 out of 10. It's pretty average. The best parts are the parts that don't involve our main characters. So yeah, just 5 out of 10. Pretty average, more generic Journeys episode. I will watch it again, but it's not really. Oh, I'm avoiding. It's not a going into I avoid this at all costs territory. But yeah, next up is the trial mission. This episode, out of the three that I will be reviewing today, was the best. Best written, most interesting, and more plot wise than all of them. But my only gripe with this episode is the mission is kind of boring. Yeah, the first one it was, oh, you gotta search down and find the Alolan Ninetales, catch it so we can return it home. That was more interesting because Go had to like battle or start battling and convince the Ninetales after going through snowstorms to find it. This one is just, oh, he goes in mine to find a golden scale of a Volcarona. He goes into the mines. They find Volcarona eggs. Hunter tries to steal them. They gain the Larvesta's trust. He gets the scales. The hunters try to kill them. Asahi and Tsurugi save them. The end. There was really no good, oh, Ash and Go battle like there was in that original Project Me episode. I really was hoping that we got to see a water type battle, but with the Volcarona, which we did see kind of when, Volcarona, when we learned that Ash Go had brought a bunch of water types to set out the fire. But in my opinion, I feel that instead of the Hunter plot, it would have been kind of more interesting if they battled Volcarona, or alternate scenario where they don't want to battle with Volcarona, they battle the Hunters instead of the Hunters just like one hitting them, and then Asahi and Tsurugi come to save the day with the air Shifus. It would have been more but the way that could have worked was maybe instead, because a lot of the hunters, besides like one, I think all their Pokemon were like the second stage. So all the hunters have their full evolved stage of the Pokemon. So like I forgot all that exactly, but I know one was a Crocorock, so maybe that'd be a Crocodile. And then we see Pikachu, Cinderace, Drizzle. I'm not Drizzle, sorry. Inteleon and Dracovish have to fight them off. Where they're doing good, but they're also all powerful since they're fully evolved. So kind of gets them backed up in a corner, and then that's when Tsurugi and Asahi come to save the day with the Urshifus. That would have been more interesting because even in the episode, Ghost at one point says, "Oh, you guys helped me out with the mission again," and then they say, "No, this is our own mission." But it kind of intervened. But yeah. Besides that, I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed the beginning when they drop off the Alolan Ninetales, and then they're like, "Oh, remember the kid who called this? He seems. Aren't you interested on his journey?" Or that Sahi says to Tsurugi as, I think and I've been saying this since the beginning, Asahi and Tsurugi should have been full Gohs rivals instead of Gary, and I feel Tsurugi so far has been a better rival slash like has been a better Gary rival than Gary has been the Go. Because at the point we're at, we've seen Gary twice, and I don't think, besides in the Moltres episode, but yeah, Gary has like years of experience under his belt, which I don't feel would work well with Go's rookie. We don't know Sarugi's origins. He could be a trainer for a couple of months, years. All we know is that he has an Urshifu and the Weavile. And at that point, Go has Pokemon on that level, like Cinderace and Inteleon and Scizor. But yeah, Gary, we've known for years. We know how he battles, and we know Gary's a pretty strong trainer, even though he quit battles. He still is strong, as he was able to beat Ash after his peak in AG, and he might have this was when he was still battling. Sorry, but when he also beat Ash after he peaked and beat the Orange Islands champion. But yeah, moving on. I also liked how they use their Pokemon to go through the mines. Like for example, we see Inteleon fight a Roggenrola, Cinderace a Ferrothorn, and then when the whole mines catch on fire, they use all the water types. A Krabby that I honestly forgot Go call until I sat back and was like, "What episode was that?" And I was in my head popped up. It was the Mewtwo one. But yeah, so we see Inteleon, Krabby, and Dracovish fight off or use their water moves against the fire. I like that. That is interesting. I like when the characters use their Pokemon for more things like that, because we hardly get to see some of Ash's Pokemon battle, and we hardly see Go's Pokemon outside the lab. So whenever we see their Pokemon do something that can help them with the plot, like for example in that Mewtwo episode where we see all of Go's Pokemon help them traverse the island, that I always enjoy those parts of episodes. But yeah, besides that, the Hunter was pretty interesting at first, but it was obviously he's gonna betray them, and then he ended up just being a pushover. Like it was really boring in the end. It was an interesting concept of the dude. It would have been probably more interesting if they found him with the the archaeologist man or the curator, whatever he is. I know there's like two of them, so who knows. But it would have been more interesting if they found him talking to the curator at the beginning. Oh, another thing I liked about this episode was the continuity with episode 14. I think 14. Let me check real quick. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, it was 14. It's nice seeing them return to an old place. That was interesting. But yeah. Asahi also has the Rapid Striker Shifu, but yeah, yet again, I realize I say that a lot. Ciari. Besides that, that's all interesting that came out of this episode. Go made like a few catches, one being a Roggenrola and the other one being Ferrothorn. He didn't even catch the Volcarona, which kind of was a downside, especially after it could have been his first shiny. It would have been way more interesting than the next episode where he actually catches his first shiny. But anyways. Yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Oh, another thing is, who knows? The way they explained, Go gets one medal at the end of the episode, the work towards his goal of Project Mew. So this could mean one of two things. Either we don't know, he might have to do some off-screen missions to get enough coins, because we don't know. The amount of coins he can need, it could be ranging from 2 to 200. And if it's 200, and Journey's End of next year, there's no way and they don't do Project Mew every episode, there's no way Go will be getting 200 coins all on screen, unless some missions count for like 5 coins. But yeah. Besides that, this episode gets a 7 out of 10. Had good potential and good moments in the episode, but overall was a little boring. But yeah. Moving on to the preview for episode 82, sorry. And we can talk about 83 if you want, because Mega Lucario, let's go. But yeah, Mall Wheat Whip Sweet Battle. I'm very excited for this episode. I hope that little leak slash rumor about Bede appearing is true, and that will make this episode 10 times better. But yeah. In all seriousness, it's time to review the actual episode, Clash of Blue Pokemon. Alright, so I guess this episode, let's just start off with what the hell? What the hell is this episode? They somehow found a way to make me hate a character more than Serena and the freaking Sophocles Dark dude or clone dude in the Inteleon episode. And I despise both of them. Serena standards don't cancel me. It's supposed to be a joke. It's my bit. It's my bit. I don't hate Serena. I honestly love Serena. Please don't come at my door. No. Okay. Moving on. I don't like Blue Dude number 1 and Blue Dude number 2. Why am I calling this them? I have no respect for either of them to call them by their real names. So Blue Dude number 1 and Blue Dude number 2. First off, I don't know how to explain this, but the only good part was Go catching Voltorb. After he caught that Voltorb, this episode went downhill completely, for worse than better. Chloe was just there. Ash and Go were just there. If I was Ash, I would have just said, "Hey, Chloe, you want to get out of here?" I'm joking. I don't know why Ash, Go, and Chloe just didn't dip. Chloe did try to dip. She was gonna dip and then eat, and then she got dragged along on this weird expedition. I don't know what this episode was. There was a scene with and without subs. I was so confused of what was happening. At one point, they go to a blue Pokemon art gallery where they see a picture of Goh's Voltorb, and then they go to see it, and then blue dude number 1 goes, "You gotta experience the Boo. Like, look at this Brion." And then, like, he explains a story of how he came up with a story of a Brion trying to, I don't know what with him. All I know is I was like, what is this dude gonna do with this Brion if he actually caught it? I don't trust this dude. He should be arrested. And then the next dude just evolves it into Primarina, and then they get a fight about the blueness of its tail. I don't know what this episode is. At one point, Wobbuffet comes in, and then Team Rocket offer to get them photos with Wobbuffet, and I kid you not, they're fighting over who would appreciate the photo. One says, "Oh, I'll hang it in my living room." The other says, "Oh, I'll put it on a t-shirt. I'll put it on a blanket." And Blue Dude number 2 then says, "I'm gonna put it on a body pillow." What is this episode? I have no idea how I'm so disappointed in this episode. What is this? I swear, if we don't get an episode about Ash and Karina battling before the episode where they go to get Mega Lucario Night, and it just starts off with, "Oh, off screen, Karina gave Ash a Mega Lucario Night," I'm gonna hate that forever. That we got an episode about two dudes arguing over the color blue, but we can't get an episode on screen where Ash gets his Mega Ring. What? I'm sorry. This episode just so bad. It's arguably worse than that damn Marsh Stomp episode, but I despise that episode, so I don't know at this point. So before my brain melts, I'm just gonna give this a 2 out of 10. Literally, it was so boring. Nothing happened except for Go catching a blue Voltorb. That's the only good thing about this episode. Go catching something that's shiny. But yeah. Anyway, guys, before my brain melts from the blue. Oh my god, I just thought about something. Thank God they didn't mess with my boy Piplup in this episode. Because if they ruined Piplup, like they ruined frickin' Brio, Frogadier, Dewott, and Meowstick, and that Vanillish, I don't know what I would have done. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe and like for more content Pokemon in the future. Subscribe to new videos coming out more since I have a new scheduled time of recording them all at once and then editing them and posting them throughout the week. My 100 sub like special wish video will be coming out soon. Also, probably one video about my what if journeys took place in Galar will be eventually out. I don't know at this point where I'm going with that. I just have been too busy to even remotely think about it. Yeah. Alright, like subscribe for the Mall Whip episode in like 2 weeks. I might if it's good, I'll react to it.